Hey guys. Whoops. Hey guys. Lewted host here with another dank stream. Today is going to be a stream that I might end up being ashamed of, but I have to do it because you live in there. So basically, I took 2 L's 2 days ago against the same guy, and I've known this guy because I've beat him a couple of times before, but he's been practicing, he's gotten better, and yeah, so this battle is just going to show me playing as the Franks versus him playing as the Guard Mansions.
By the gods, that smell! They must be from the east with their spicy foods and camel shit. They never wash, and they wipe their arses with sand. Be sure not to shake hands. Just cut them off!
So basically, I was playing. This was a fairly good map. I mean, there's wooded area here, wooded area here. Now this battle is going to be fairly quick. Usually, good battles are. He was playing as the Guard Mansions, who are known for not having like the best of infantry, but their infantry is good enough. Armored Camel Warriors, of course, and then Lancers of the Oasis, a unit that I rarely see with the Guard Mansions, because technically Amazigh Lancers have better melee defense. Anyway, he brought them, not
the enemy
upset
has
at
been
all.
spotted!
Basically, the reason why I saved this replay is because he does what I used to do in Napoleon. Like, he's more focused on taking out your flanks. Because what I've realized is, in a lot of Total War games, like, your center can be held down, in that a lot of people don't tend to, like, micro the center because there's not too much to do. Like, you just have to click here and click there. This was a good rush build, and so he was able to succeed for the most part because of it. I didn't have enough units. Like, Armored Camel Warriors, I think, are much cheaper than Noble Germanic Horsemen, but can still beat them. Lancers of the Oasis, they're expensive, but they're good at taking down, like, definitely the Germanic Warband. Elite Sword Hereband, maybe. I didn't bring, like, a core Sword Hereband because I knew what I was going up against, but I just put these guys on the flanks, not expecting him to bring an army like this. He did anyway, but yeah, like, Elite Sword Hereband are heavier. It probably would have been better to bring 2 of them and then 3 Sword Hereband, but I came to the conclusion that they'd probably rout quickly. The biggest fault I made in this battle was I had weak flanks. As you can see, my flanks they're going to consist of a spear unit, a sword unit, and an axe unit. My center can be held down for a while. And then I had 2 Noble Germanic Horsemen on both flanks. What he had was a unit of Amazigh Spearmen, which don't do extremely well in melee, but have excellent attacking against cavalry and precursors. Desert Palatina Defectors. He had 4 of them, I think. No, he had 6. And then he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then he has, yeah, here they are, Legionary Defectors. He had 3 of them. As you might know, if you've read my guide, the Romans are very tanky, like, very late game-ish. The Palatina Defectors can go into shield wall, and they can last for a while, which I think that's what he was relying on. Had I focused in the center a bit more, I probably would have won. So as you're going to see, he's going to push up with his center, I'm going to push up with my center, but then I don't micro that much. Now that I look at it, he didn't really have to do much. All he had to do is tie down this unit of Germanic Spearmen, which he did. He did get some kills there. And because he tied down this unit couldn't throw their precursors. This unit threw some of their precursors. Didn't get a lot of kills. In the center, I'm going to end up winning. Or I might, like, I'm going to win here, but then I'm going to lose afterwards. I think these guys go into shield wall in a few seconds. But then he starts expanding on the flanks. Now, usually I would expand on the flanks, but I was just trying to counter what he was doing because I was paying more attention to this side of the battle. So he brought 2 units of armored camel warriors and then the Lancers of the Oasis. I already knew why he brought that for the Sword Hairband. Did the same thing on this side. Caught this unit of Sword Hairband off guard because I wasn't paying too much attention. And then I follow up, but by this point it was too late. He pulled out just in time to save the unit. He starts moving up over here. I tried to tie down this unit. He brings a unit of spears. I know this unit's done for.
Our men flee
My spear
the
is
field of
routed,
battle.
obviously.
This is a shameful display.
Now, the legionary defectors, neither of them were actually in shield wall. He puts on frenzy, which makes sense. He would have probably lost his center a lot quicker. He made a mistake here. He should have ended up supporting it, but I think it didn't really matter. He starts expanding on the flanks. I'm not paying enough attention to want to do anything about that. I should have charged this unit over here, the Desert Palatino defectors, but I didn't. And then overall, he starts expanding on the flanks. His center's held down really well, and I like this. You know, the first time I think I played against him, he did this, but I was able to counter a lot quicker, and I won. This time, I wasn't able to counter that quickly because he's going all around. He's moving on both flanks. I'm moving on both flanks, but I'm not able to go around the same way. He's tying down my spear units and my cavalry, which are scared by his camels, I think. If I can just get it up. These guys aren't close enough, I guess. I wonder if this unit should have it. Losing current combat. Yeah, frightened horses. It's basically like fear, but it's for horses. And so yeah, I ended up losing my Sword Hairband right here. I saw his general trying to move on the flanks. I was like, it makes sense. This unit he caught not braced, so obviously they're gonna take full damage. Over here he's able to get his Amazigh spearmen all the way over here. I wasn't able to properly charge. I'm trying to counter. And by this point I knew that my center was going to start collapsing because his infantry started to just wrap around. I think the biggest mistake I made was bringing an elite Sword Hairband in the first place. I think a better decision would have been to bring Sword Hairband because these guys might have lost, even though the Sword Hairband doesn't have the same amount of armor.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
So his spearmen are excelling on the flanks. Sometimes I think it would have been better to have one in the center, but because he had legionary defectors, I didn't charge his center. And then my cavalry starts to break. My lancers did get into his general, but I don't think he really was concerned about that. By this point, I probably wouldn't have been either if I was in his position. These lancers came in.
The enemy refuses to admit defeat.
And yeah, I knew that was
Their unit
game
has
over.
rallied.
Because my cavalry were pretty much done for. His lancers go right into my Germanic warband, so they're done. They're out. My Germanic warband here is doing well, but they're going to get rear charged by another lancer unit. And then all in all, his general does get killed. Actually, no, he went into the spearmen.
The enemy general, the men are broken and
By
running
this point,
for
I
their
knew
lives.
I couldn't come back from it, but I wasn't too upset. You know, he's improved a lot. Before, I think he would work on the flanks and then he'd end up collapsing after that. But I would have won this if I had brought Sword Hairband, I'm pretty sure. And if I were more aggressive on the flanks. Usually I'm more aggressive there, but this battle wasn't for me. I said this in the guide, but I don't think I haven't even finished my guide. Now it's not popular, but a lot of the initial success for the Sword Hairband relies on the precursors being thrown off. And unfortunately, this unit didn't get any thrown off, so they got crushed. By this point, I knew it was over.
The men are broken and are fleeing!
Yeah, my elite sword hairband routed, and I couldn't do anything to beat his I couldn't do anything to beat his camel warriors.
The tide of battle turns against us!
If only I had the numbers. Oh boy. It was a shame though. I could have actually won this.
The men are running! Cowards!
But anyway, good game to him. This was very tough. I probably wouldn't have brought Lancers of the Oasis, but he did, and so hats off to him. It paid off. Now, it didn't stop there. I decided to rematch him, but he did a 2v2 instead. Because like I said, I've beaten this guy before, and so I think this is the first time I've actually lost to him. His Lancers did most of the killing. This unit got a lot of kills themselves. Like these four got a lot of kills. My elite sword hairband didn't get a lot of kills because they didn't get their precursors thrown off. I'm trying to mix up my Attila tactics, and I kind of blame that for my defeat. Ever since I played this battle, I've been more aggressive in campaigns. Yeah, so I've learned a lot from that battle. But like I just said, I fought him again, but this time was a 2v2. And of course, you know how 2v2s are. Basically, I was playing as the Langobards, he was playing as the Caledonians. He brought 5 Horse Whisperers, and that actually surprised me. It surprised me a little bit. Like, this battle was a bit closer because this time I actually knew where he was. I almost got double teamed myself, but luckily, yeah. So he starts off over here.
Those bastards over there.
He starts off over here. He tries to flank me. He probably would have flanked either of us.
The enemy approaches!
His game plan was pretty simple. Have both of them go up against one of us, and then, yeah. Now over here is his Scathis teachers. That's a very dangerous place to put them. I think he was trying to protect these Scathis teachers, but I didn't see them. Not yet, anyway. What he could have done was he could have charged them. He could have charged them into my cavalry, but that's extremely risky. And for a second, I thought I was going to get double teamed, but over here they were. My ally was going to run over, so it was pretty good. Like I said, he brought 5 Horse Whisperers. That's dangerous because they're good. Like, they're pretty tanky. They have 60 armor and 125 health. But they also run the risk of being decimated by my Godin's Chosen. So he kind of put himself at a risk by bringing them. I put my Germanic archers behind my core. I bring up my noble Germanic swordsmen, which were my core for this battle. I couldn't trust clubmen. It's probably a good thing I didn't. Because I think one of these lancers ends up charging them. So he's trying to be aggressive again on the flanks, doing the same thing he did. He's charging here. So obviously, because they're lancers, they get a lot of kills. He pulls out immediately, so he only gets impact damage off.
The enemy has engaged our ally!
I noticed that he brings up a unit of Horse Whisperers in front, And again, he's doing the exact same thing where he's trying to be aggressive on the flanks. This time, however, he also has support, so it makes sense, obviously. This unit of Horse Whisperers got wasted. I made sure I didn't charge into this unit. These Celtic warriors got hit hard. Actually, the charge wasn't that great, but could have been a lot worse. He got his general stuck here, and I don't know why he would do that. Anyway, I was paying most of my attention over in the center again. This unit of axemen tried to go for my spears, but I countered quickly. Obviously, these guys are going to get routed. And I was actually winning. However, my ally was actually in some trouble somehow. Over here, the Lancers are getting hit hard. I wasn't even paying that much attention to them. For some reason, these units of Germanic spearmen didn't actually get into the fight properly. He was going for my general, which made sense, but I still had this unit of cavalry, so I think he was trying to be careful. It was around this point that I actually noticed this unit, but I didn't notice this one. And I think it was because I was microing too much.
Our troops are being ambushed!
But I still had supporting units, and that's kind of why I didn't lose my general. So in the center, I'm holding well, but it's obvious that I'm going to rout. This unit of Gordon's Chosen didn't get a lot of kills. And I mean, it was kind of obvious. I got too excited, charged them in too early. One of them went berserk, which was what I wanted, but yeah. See, I didn't see this unit right here, and
Men have gone berserk!
I probably shouldn't have done what I did.
Slice off their heads and let's have them for dinner!
It's a good thing I had that spear unit there, because they kind of blocked the charge. So obviously the general's over here. He's trying to bait me into going into him. Over here I didn't notice this unit of cavalry, but I did counter. My units over here are going to rout.
Our allies' general is struck down.
And yeah, by this point I actually saw these Scathus teachers, but they went berserk shortly after. Over here, this unit got
Our
stuck.
men have regrouped.
So yeah, he did get into my general. Obviously, I didn't want him to stay there. They do go berserk though. I know that much.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
He had his back to my archers, which wasn't good. This unit is extremely tanky, so they actually had a hard time killing them. But luckily, they did survive, so it wasn't too bad. This unit of Caledonian Axemen obviously went to the back of these Spearmasters, so they would rout. And then it started to look bad for me in the center too, because obviously he has more men there. My flank was going to start collapsing, which made sense. He's only been bringing rush builds, which only work if you can catch up to them.
And are fleeing.
So yeah, the Ostrogoths were bringing up their pikemen. He could have been flanked easily, but he wasn't. The Oaths were being sent to deal with these sweaty champions. all, I started to collapse again.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
This is why cavalry supremacy is extremely prevalent. Over here, these spearmasters obviously rout. He did a pretty good job, but he didn't deal with these Godin's chosen really well, and he kind of suffered because of that. And then there was the standoff, obviously. Yeah, my flank collapsed.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
But my center did hold somehow, so I was able to get around that. I mean, by this point I knew that these Celtic nobles probably wouldn't have been routed. But he was able to rout my supporting units. Unfortunately, he's been bringing rush builds and I've been trying to bring a balanced army. So, it hasn't been working out too well for me.
The men are broken and are fleeing.
He starts to work on the Ostrogoths, which makes sense. I mean, had I not been rushed early on, I probably would have stood a better chance against the Caledonians. The Lancers rout. I actually think that he probably would have won this side because of his support. But then again, a lot of his units started to break even before the Caledonians came. Because he has like a 4 units. And then they're supporting each other, but I didn't get support early on. But he didn't put these Fianna in shield wall, which was pretty weird. I mean, that's why they didn't get a lot of kills.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
And yeah. So the same thing happened. Fortunately, I wasn't able to beat him, but this time he actually had support, and if he didn't, there was a possibility of me winning, but I wasn't too upset about it this time. So yeah, it was pretty close. Fortunately, it didn't go in my favor, but I did learn from it, so I'm not 100% upset. Now, I'm probably going to end up fighting him again today. I don't know. Most people are playing 1212 AD or other mods. I mentioned that before. Black Death. Okay. I mean, I fought this guy a few times already. I beat him recently with the Western Roman Empire, but he beat me with the Burgundians. I did play with the Ostrogothic Kingdom last time. I'm gonna refrain from doing that again. I could play as the Huns. Not feeling like it today though. There's always the Vandals. Center, flanks, support, and now of course Alani, because I can't trust Chosen Vandal Raiders even though they have 108 morale. They're just too weak. I mean, their melee defense is really good and I respect that, but no. I still don't know why Noble Alani doesn't have the same price. Like, they're obviously better. They have 30 attack against cavalry. Noble Dramatic Horsemen only have 20. Yeah, they have 30. Noble Dramatic Horsemen have 20. That doesn't make sense. Why are they cheaper? This is a pretty good army. 2 warbands, 3 berserkers, 3 noble dramatic swordsmen, 4 spearmen, 4 noble Alani, 1 Alani, 1 Vandal warlord, and 2 Germanic archers. He's probably going to bring his barbed lancers or royal lancers, which would mean that he would have to bring Burgundian axemen to actually be effective. So let's do the rush. Offensive on the flanks with Germanic warband and spearmen. Center will be held down by noble Germanic swordsmen, hopefully.
Noble swordsmen! We hunger for blood and battle! Spearmen!
Keep them near the center.
Missile-armed warriors!
Actually, let's put them together. Makes more sense. Group the entire army, and we're ready to begin. Of course, he brought royal lancers. Always does.
Listen to me. Those bastards over there are quaking in their boots at the sight of you. Look at them, shitting where they stand. Draw your weapons. Get over there and kill the sots. Forward!
It's like the guy brought the exact same army. No, he didn't. He brought 3 pikemen, or 4 pikemen last time. And he brought... he brought 4 Burgundian axemen. But he didn't bring noble Germanic swordsmen. Or if he did, he brought like 2. And he definitely didn't bring 4 Germanic archers. He's relying on me not to micro my units that well. All I have to do is match my berserkers up with his noble Germanic swordsmen, but I also have to avoid these Burgundian axemen. The biggest threat is, of course, the royal lancers. His infantry have to get rushed, but his lancers have to be taken care of quickly too. his general will be vulnerable because he doesn't have any spears. Like, if I can just somehow get to the flanks with the Alani horsemen, I could probably rout these guys. Rout the general and then maybe rear hit the Burgundian axemen. I have to straighten myself out a bit.
Battle ready and eager.
Move up a bit. Move my horsemen back a bit.
Love blood. Forward!
They are trying to take out our general! Defend him!
Like I said, I have to match up my berserkers with his noble swordsmen. So obviously, what's gonna happen is... Oh, I thought I had... Oh, wow.
They will bleed for us! Berserkers! We run them for blood and battle! Forward! Arms! Forward! Berserkers!
Seems like we're focusing on this flank. Did he actually get my spearmen? Wow. Alright, I'll just keep them in there then. Oh, I'm not even moving up. Oh, I want to be careful.
Battle ready and eager! Moving! Run, curse you! Move it! War command to go! Move it! Ready for battle! Move! Kill, kill, kill! Ah! Spearmen! You have our spear!
Our unit has gone berserk!
I didn't get that unit to shield wall. Oh well.
Orders, move out!
I got this one into shield wall though.
Berserkers! Go! Run!
Ah,
Pursue!
darn
Go
it.
back! Raw! All right! Blood! Scrappers ready! Warriors, move out! Break off! Back! Live to fight another day! Move out! Berserkers!
I messed up there.
Raiders! Artus Logo! As you say!
Our men have rallied!
Orders! Spearmen! Get running! Run! Ready! We'll kill them all! Let's go! Understood! Spearmen! Ready for battle! Armored!
Still has one unit back there.
Warriors eager for blood!
have to pull back then.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
Fearless warriors! Ah!
Enemy units have been rallied.
Warriors eager for blood! Noble army!
Move on for the general.
Our forces have found their courage! Back to the fight!
Ready for battle! War band!
I'll take it with close victory. He lost his Burgundian axeman, that's probably why he left. Alright, well, good game. To be honest, that could have been a lot worse, so... Okay, so this time I was actually able to beat his Royal Lancers. Last time, I remember I don't think I streamed it, but his Lancers got through. This time they didn't, so that's good. But I haven't been able to play as the Huns lately. Anyway, I started a new Alan's campaign. I might as well just continue that because obviously Attila. Nobody plays multiplayer anymore unless it's a mod. Basically, in this campaign, the biggest difference is that I actually focused my forces west instead of actually trying to have a territory here and then have a territory here. That didn't work out, and that didn't work out well. And now all I really want to do is just consolidate northern Spain, ally with the Swabians, ally with other tribes too. Hopefully the Huns don't declare war on Abasgia, because if Abasgia can reclaim all of this territory, then I don't have to send an army all the way back and obviously into like Hunnic territory, which is Hyperborea, Scythia, and Sarmatia Europae. Actually, they tend to spawn in Germano-Sarmatia, which is why the Slavs have such a hard time early on. They spawn sometimes in Hyperborea too. and then they'll spawn in Scythia. But most of the times it's here, Germano-Sarmatia. The White Huns don't spawn. They have to build their hordes, which sucks. This campaign's actually a lot better because I am making a lot more money. I don't have to spend upkeep for 2 armies like in different places at the start of the campaign, or when I started to settle down. My bad. So I'm relatively happy about that. Obviously, the prices are still high to convert your buildings. The barbarian kingdoms only have to do 10 turns instead of 12. They have a minus 50 building conversion rate. I mean, it's still extremely expensive, and I don't like that, but I'm willing to do it if it means that I can get public order back and not lose the food. I just recently took Galatia. That's probably the last province I'm going to take before I have to declare war on somebody else. It will definitely not be the Swabians. It will probably, it might be another barbaric faction. I have a defensive alliance with the Alemans, and I have some trading things with some other factions. Gaul doesn't like us because they are at war with the Alemans, apparently. But that's alright. We have more than enough people to like us to make some alliances before we can't anymore. I'm probably not even going to be able to finish this campaign during the stream. I have like 40% of the amount of wealth I need to end the campaign, which is fine. Army wise, that's okay too. I need Sarmatia Asiatica, and I need 18 more territories. I have one military alliance with, and that's with the Vandals, which you start off with, and then a bunch of trading. Okay.
My salutations and the good wishes of our people to you and yours. I have generously given time and ear to these words, but I cannot agree with their import.
I can still assign a provincial governor. I think I'll do that now, actually. Before I didn't want to do it because I couldn't rebuild. I couldn't convert the building, but now I can, so doesn't really matter. I'm now going to focus on making money, which I did with the other 2 Great Migrators campaigns, the Vandals and the Swabians. With the barbarian kingdoms, it's pretty easy to make the money because you don't have to resettle, 1, and then 2, most of the territory that you have to capture is somewhere in Europe. When I say Europe, I mean France, Switzerland, maybe even the Pyrenees. For the Franks, you have to capture Lugdunensis and basically territory in France. For the Alemans, I think it's the same thing, and they actually have to capture there and then Raetia and Norcum. For the Langobards, it was Germania. For the Burgundians, I can't remember. And then for the Saxons, I think they need territory here and then in Britain. I can't remember. All in all, what I know is that I need to make alliances. I'm making a lot of money now, so that's good. I can convert the buildings quicker. I don't have to wait until the price dwindles down, which I was doing before in other campaigns. And this campaign's a lot better than my last one, so if it goes well and I do get a minor victory in this one, which I should, I'm going to be able to delete the other one and then keep this one. But I will admit, though, this campaign is going to be hard if I lose my client state, my one and only client state right now. The Western Roman Empire hasn't been able to like attack me yet. They had a full stack army, but I think that army got beaten. I haven't seen it for a while. Then there's that army that was recently made. Most of the Allies' strength actually comes from the melee cavalry. I made a mistake in my guide. I said that most of their cavalry don't have the elite spear. Apparently the Alani cavalry do, which I just found out. And of course the mounted tribes people and the mounted veterans have it too. There might be another unit that has it. I can't remember. But the Alans don't have spears. That's true still. Their dogs don't count as spears because they definitely can't like brace. But they can support cavalry engagements. That's been proven. They don't have missile infantry. I mean, they're still a nomadic. They're kind of a nomadic faction, but they can settle, which is weird. If you read my guide, I basically said they're like the Roxolani. They are Sarmatian. They're just a bit different in this game. Like before, they were Germanic. They had a Germanic roster, and like the Alani cavalry here and there. But then they got changed. Their roster got changed with the release of the White Huns, and then after that, that was it. I need to build a tavern. Forget the other two. Yeah, I have to build a tavern. Whoops. Because a tavern gives you Agathersai warriors. This warlord's castle, which I've never built, because it's way too expensive. And you have to go all the way to here to get it. So that's like if you're looking for a major victory. Not even a major victory. Most likely a divine triumph. You'll probably want to get that. So I won't be getting the heavy cataphracts. My food's actually really low. So I have to change that. ASAP. Oh, it's because of this, actually. So I can't build a tavern yet. I have to get fishing jetties. Oh yeah, we're not researching anything. I keep on forgetting. I don't want Alani horsemen yet. I'm fine with the Alani cavalry warriors. I mean, they're not as good. Like, they do have a good missile block chance. They have the raider trait. But their melee defense is what worries me the most. They're very good for rear charging, but frontally, they, like, after the charge, like, they're not that good. We really have to ally ourselves with the Swebians, though. And I actually haven't been able to fight an Age of Charlemagne battle, so I might just do another campaign one of these days. Oh yeah, and speaking of which, I'm going back to college for fall. So hopefully I'll be able to stream on Tuesdays for the most part. I don't think I'll be able to stream every day.
I dislike begging, but we require money. Surely you can help your good friend. You are plainly a man of honor, and no little wisdom. But your terms are unacceptable.
As things stand right now, I don't want to give anyone money. I need the money for myself to build armies, to change the buildings, stuff like that.
Battle! For the tribe! Ready for battle! Warriors all! Get moving! To your duty, my warriors!
That's actually going to give me 20 more food. And then all I have to do is build this. And the next turn I can just actually wait. How much? No, I wouldn't have enough. I wouldn't have enough. These buildings are still changing over. That's fine. I already consolidated Narbonensis. I could have continued, but I'd have to declare war on the Celts now, and I don't want to do that. What I need now are alliances, so that when we start fighting amongst each other, I have somebody that I can fall back on. The best person right now is obviously the Swebians, because we're like right beside them. Like the Swebians were already in Spain. No, actually they weren't. They were right here. They start off like in Vienna or something, and then they moved all the way to here by the time that we captured Aquae Sextiae. And now they've settled in Toledo, which is in the center of Spain. I think Madrid is right here, if I remember the Napoleon map. Toledo's here, Cordoba, New Carthage, Malacca, Pax Augusta, which is, can't pronounce it, Olisipo, Lisbon, Bracara. That's not part of Portugal, actually. I was thinking of Porto Novo, but no. Cataphract archers, I don't need those right now. So we're going to continue.
Ready for orders!
That's good. So, like, the Great Migrators are pretty interesting. Like on one hand, when you're settling, you can like almost max out your growth, your settlement's growth, and then on the other hand, if you have to move for whatever reason, you can do that too. And then you get the exact same thing happens when you're in a horde. You get a bunch of growth, so you can just instantly do that. Right now, in my hard campaigns, I didn't have to, but if I, like, there's always a possibility that in a very hard campaign, you might have to, especially as the Vandals. Because even though they have to be in Spain, what ends up happening is the Romans in very hard or even legendary campaigns, probably more legendary, I think they'll be able to fight you a lot more. And obviously, because you can't save the battles, you have to fight each one that is pretty close, or else the Romans most likely will beat you. I'm actually going to hold off on the fishing jetties so I can rebuild these settlements. The only thing I'm afraid of is the Langobards. We actually declared war on... no, we had to support them because... We had to support the Vandals because they got declared war on. And now, the Vandals are all the way over here, but they should not have settled there. That's a terrible place to settle. Yes, it's near Italy, but you'd be much better off over here. They could have settled way before the Celts came down. Like the Great Migrators and every barbaric faction that isn't a barbarian kingdom. So the Celts, not the Slavs. I don't think the Slavs got it. The Celts though, the Celts definitely got it. All the Great Migrators and the Vikings, all of them have to pay 250% more than what somebody that wasn't a barbaric. So for example, the Eastern factions would have to pay. They'd also have to wait 250%. Like every barbaric faction actually has to pay that 250% more. However, every barbaric faction except the barbarian kingdoms has to wait 250% longer to build or convert a building into their own chain, whereas the barbarian kingdoms only have to do 200%, which is 2 times it. It's one of the best things about the barbarian kingdoms. They still have to pay the full price, but they don't have to wait as long. That's extremely helpful when you have to fight other barbaric factions like the invading Celts or Vikings, maybe even the Great Migrators. It's what gives the Alamans a slight edge over the Vandals early on. It also gives them an edge against the Romans because they can rebuild it quickly, get out their units, and attack them, and still have that plus 15 bonus and have good units. I really need to trade with them. I can't though. I can't trade with my client state either because they don't want me to. I have to make a military alliance with the Swabians before
We have need of talk, I'm sure. But we also need good food, a warm fire, and warmer women.
No, they don't want that. Whoops, wrong thing. Moderate.
You speak as well as a bard, but I must be...
We could take Carthagenesis, but I'd have to fight the Hispania. I might be able to, who knows. I would need this for sure, though. Okay. Fair enough. So we're going to keep that for the time being. Next turn I'm going to rebuild or convert the next settlement, and I should be fine for a few turns. But I'm always looking to expand, because if I don't, then the other barbaric factions will, and that becomes a problem when you have to fight other factions. By this point I don't even have to fight the Romans anymore. All I have to do is just keep on building. I will, however, have to go back over to the east side of the world, which I really do not want to do. But you have to do it if you want to get a minor victory. And I want a minor victory. I'm not looking for a military or cultural victory. I just need a minor one. It's a shame, though. Like, if I read it correctly, like, the Alans went to Spain, but they ended up becoming part of the Vandals and part of the Swabians and part of the Franks too. No, actually the Alamans became part of the Franks during the time of the last Roman. I could be wrong. So Pax Augusta fell. Pax Augusta has iron. I need iron for many things. One of the biggest things is trading. So now I have 4K left, so I can focus on other things now. Fishing jetties, I did build that. I can change this over to this, which I wanted to do, but I still need jewels. This I wanted to change over to this. How much? No, that's too squalor. Two squalor difference, same food, more public order. Immigration public order penalties minus 15%. I definitely need that because minus 11 from immigrants.
Ready for battle.
I wish this campaign were more like the Vandal campaign, where I almost had all of Spain because I was fast enough. The Swabians got defeated early on. I don't even know what happened to them. They did get defeated though, and then I was able to capture almost all of Spain. I think I ended up capturing all of Spain afterwards. But I was able to get the minor victory in 120 turns. I don't think I'll be able to get it this time. I really need those military alliances. Surprisingly, Abaskia is losing men because of the attrition, because they don't have any food. But their public order has been very stalwart, which means if the Huns do not declare war on this faction by the time I make it back over here, then that's an easy pickup win. All I'd have to do is just take this territory, and that's a minor victory. But what I'm assuming is, by the time I get over here, they're going to declare war on me. Or they're going to declare war on this faction first. In either case, I have to be prepared. The Huns are all over here, but they're going to end up spawning and then just coming westward, because that's what the Huns do. And further proof is, during my Garrett Mansion campaign, I didn't even fight the Huns once, and they got destroyed. By the time I got my major victory, a minor victory. Alright, so they are coming to my territory. That's not good. It's never good. I really have to master the Alans though. I've struggled with them a lot because they don't have spears. It makes supporting cav engagements that much more difficult. Of course, they do have the anti-cavalry specialists, but that doesn't really do much for me. Those anti-cavalry specialists are probably better against like the eastern factions who would rely on their heavier cavalry, and probably the Eastern Roman Empire because of the Tagmata. The Tagmata do, however, lose to the mounted veterans, I think. I can get catapult archers here. But the Langobards are coming down. The first place they'd probably hit is Vienna. And that's kind of worrying because right now I can't defend that area. However, they're fairly close. I have to...
Warriors all!
Alright, I have enough time. I think it sucks that you can't get anything from the chieftain's hold, and then you have to rely on Tayfali cavalry. Like, Tayfali cavalry are better for the Great Migrators. But I need to make allies. Oh boy.
Welcome! We will talk and then we will feast until our guts rumble and our backsides ache from overuse.
Let's work on the defensive alliance first.
You speak from deep wisdom, although...
I don't want to be in a war and not have these guys back me up. But it seems as if I probably will. Oh, the reason why I wasn't streaming N++ or today because I ended up almost breaking my arrow key. So I have to change the... Like, it's malfunctioning now, but at least it's not broken. I have to change the controls to something else. Oh yeah, those guys are definitely going to Vandal territory. And once they defeat the Vandals, then they're going to come for us. Which makes sense.
ready for battle. For the try!
I could make another army, and by this point I probably will. Because it looks like I'll have to move up, defeat the Langobards, come back down, and settle. But I'm most likely going to just make them my client state. Limit them to Tilliferdom. And yeah, I'm fine with that. Let's build that. I didn't even build one here. It's not like me. Oh yeah, I didn't build it here because I wanted to save up my money. Should have got Agarthar's side warriors already, but it's alright.
Father be praised! How can I help?
Now I do have to update my guide, but it's going to take a bit longer now because it's not as popular as it was before. Plus, like, I'm starting to struggle with the Celts, especially after that battle, because I was gonna, like, I'm basically done the guide, but I haven't uploaded everything yet because I don't know if it's good or not. It might not, like, get to everyone. Like, some people might disagree with it, which I'm fine with. What I'm not fine with is the people that don't really understand it. Like, the Caledonians rely more on, like they have Caledonian axemen, which are pretty good, but at the same time, they don't have the same offense as the Picts, and they don't have the same tanky units as the, well, Horse Whisperers are tanky, what am I saying? But they don't have the tanky sword units that the Irish Abdanians have. So basically, you're stuck with a unit that has good archers, has an archer general, which is pretty nice, but doesn't have the same offensive capabilities. Like, all of them have Celtic warriors, which are a good unit. They're offensive. The Fianna is a good unit too. It's defensive. However, the Picts don't have the Fianna. They only have Pictish warriors, or whatever they're called. And then they have a bunch of offensive options. Yeah, the Vandals are done for, unfortunately. Where'd they go? Because I know I didn't. Okay, so they're stuck, which means I've lost them.
Sit, friend, and let us talk. And let us have good wine until we can talk no more. I cannot settle on such terms.
Oh boy. See, this part's hard.
Sit, friend, and let us talk. And let us have good wine until we can talk no more.
Alright, I'm gonna try to go right for the military alliance. Nope. They don't want that. Start off with the defensive alliance. Okay.
You have an...
They're more likely to get a defensive alliance now than they were before. That's good. That's good, that's good, that's good. Start off with a defensive alliance.
I cannot agree.
They still won't settle for 1,000. I don't want to pay 2,000 and not have...
You have an honest...
They're driving a hard bargain. Next turn, I'll try again. Alright, so the Vandals are done for. So we're next, essentially. But they do have to get to Mediolanum, or they can go through Italia. I don't know.
As long as our strength remains, we would be honored to count you as friends and more. The people will be pleased to hear that their offer has met with your acceptance.
They're probably going to get defeated anyway, so it's not a big deal. But with that money, we can now try again. Oh, the Swabians lost Olisipo, so that's the next target then. I'm going to make another army, make my way to Lusitani. And try to take it. Because all of those territories are now gone, and yeah, I can take it. Not a big problem. Alright, so the Huns did declare war on Abasgia. So I'm going to lose Abasgia. Not a big deal. I mean, I'm going to have to go back there anyway with 3 armies. The Eastern Roman Empire now, on the other hand, is going to tank out the entire campaign, I think. So I can't go that way, which would mean that I have to somehow be able to go across here and then go across the sea, because if you go across here, the Huns are definitely going to intercept you, and then get these three territories back. Because I know for a fact that these guys are not going to hold out. Yeah, they're too damaged. Fishing jetties, wind catcher, this. If they destroyed this or turned it into food, well, it wouldn't even matter. So yeah, I'm gonna make another army, protect myself from the Langobards. I can't do it this turn because I already spent my money, but I can do it next turn.
Warriors all, laying siege to their hovels. Besieging settlement. Thirsty for battle.
Oh, they were trying to take that. That's actually not good, because now I want it, but whatever. Oh boy. If they sack it, that's fine, but they're probably going to try to take it. If they do, I'll just go back. And then...
For the tribe!
Whoops. There you go. I don't need armor or anything. I'm good as I am right now. I'm really hoping for a military alliance with the Swabians. Now all I have to do is just be careful of the Western Roman Empire, because I just saw the full stack army again, which means that it didn't get defeated. Which means that if the Western Roman separatists don't have a formidable army, which I think they still have one, then they're going to come straight to me. And most of these territories aren't properly defended. Not yet, anyway. Actually, I don't want to do that right now.
We take this settlement for the tribe! Laying siege to their hovels.
I'm gonna hold on to that right now.
Warriors all!
Everything here is okay. Here isn't going to rebel because of the immigrants. Now it's lessened a bit. So that's good. Buildings are good. Sanitation is good. Everything here is fine for now. I should have changed this building and this building a long time ago. I didn't, but I will now, because now Aryan Christianity is going down, so yeah.
Be most welcome. Your words will find an attentive audience.
No. Swabians did lose
Welcome,
a territory.
worthy friend. Let us break bread and drink ale before word. Our offer is fair and honorable. By God, all will be as we agree here.
No, actually, you know, I want a military alliance. Because now they're weak, and, well, money should be good enough.
Our offer is fair and honorable. By God, all will be as we agree here.
Oh, that's too much.
Consult your ancestors, but you will see the merit in the offer I bring from my people. We have talked long to reach agreement. Now we must drown ourselves in ale. Ah ha ha!
Oh boy. Anyway, yeah, so we have a military alliance with them now. And we'll work our way to getting other military alliances. Alright, now back to this.
Attack!
It's a close one because of the artillery. The infantry aren't that great. Cataphractari are pretty good. But overall, it's more the infantry. It's more the artillery than anything. Boy. Whatever, I'll take it. I'll take it.
All.
If it means that I have to lose a few men, I will do that. Chieftain's Hold, I'll keep on to that. Thank you. No provincial governor yet. I just don't know how close the Langobards are. Because the Western Roman Empire is probably going to fight. Hey, they didn't even bother to try to get it. They didn't even bother to try to get the territory. So, for the time being, if these separatists, like the separatists did spawn at the capital, so that's not good, but we can probably just like hold the territory, because actually no, I can't. I'm probably going to end up losing it, so that's not good. But I can get it back quickly. Yep, lost it. I'll get it back. It's always painful to lose these settlements.
Warriors all! We take this settlement for the tribe! Thirsty for battle!
There's still things siege to that, so it's probably going to take a while. They have a bunch. They have 3 territories still. I now have Olisipil, so that's good. Alright, so this looks pretty good for me. Not so much for them for the time being, but it'll change. Hopefully. Oh, so now they're over there. And I hate when this happens. I'm gonna have to go back and fix that. But yeah, I'm not gonna finish this campaign on stream. I'm probably gonna do it off stream, then upload it.
Father be praised! How can I help? None will escape! Ready for orders! Ready for battle!
I'm just gonna set up a small army here.
Warriors all!
So I can just know where we're gonna
Ready
be
for
next
battle!
time. Nobody captured that.
We have need of talk, I'm sure. But we also need good food, a warm fire, and warm women. Greetings, friend. I've called for good ale to ease your throat and, ripe women to ease other parts.
Warriors all!
I'm actually surprised the Basquiat hasn't fallen yet. Oh, so Gaul has decided to fight the elements. I definitely will join on their side. But that does put us... Now we have a border dispute. It does, however, give us a reason to take some of their territories.
Ready for orders! Warriors all!
I wonder.
Thirsty for battle!
This army is relatively damaged, but can we take it?
Let them cower before us! To the gates of heaven! Laying siege to their hovels!
That doesn't actually change much.
Besieging settlement! Laying siege to their hovels! For the tribe! Set up a watch!
Whoops. There we go.
For the tribe!
I'm actually gonna keep this scorpion. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
for battle! For the tribe! Ready for orders! Ready for battle! We need good fighters!
I just have a feeling that they're gonna just, the Gauls are gonna just kill my general. If they do, I'll just have to go back. Alright, we have time.
Warriors all!
My general was not killed, so we do have time. My cavalry warriors, that's good.
Death in battle! There is no finer ending! Are you ready to do your duty to the tribe?
Well, gosh, do I have to recruit those units now?
Ready for orders!
That's the real question.
Father be praised! How
Yeah, that works. Oh yeah, but I haven't even transformed this yet. Okay, I'll do that next turn. Not a big deal. Now I will assign a provincial governor. And it will... Oh yeah, I don't have enough money. Whoops. That's alright. Oh wow. There's actually no way I can win this fight. Well, I am going to save it here and try anyway.
Warband!
I'm going to keep those guys hidden. Hopefully this works. Chances are this will backfire, but I don't care.
These bastards mean to sack our capital. They think they can breach these walls and come among our homeland families, our temples, and our shrines. We shall not stand for this arrogance. They shall suffer for it.
The enemy draws near! The enemy outnumbers us!
They outnumber us by about 3. A little bit less than 3 times, but that's alright. The most important thing is killing the general early on, which you can do with your own general. Although it's a bit hard. I'd rather use this unit to like rout the Germanic warband. In fact, his cavalry's on this side, so if they were to go into this unit and they lost, which they probably will, then I can just easily rout this unit of Germanic warband. But I have to wait because it's probably going to take a while.
Of them. Power has been destroyed.
Melee fighters ready!
These guys got their precursors thrown off, so it should be fine against the Scout Equites. The cavalry, this unit hasn't been defeated yet, so you just have to wait.
Scrapers ready!
They're gonna charge down. Makes the most sense.
Equo!
I'm just hoping that I can defeat these guys quickly enough. I might have to send my general over. Oh, whoops. I didn't even see that unit. Good thing I didn't continue.
Run, curse you! Kill!
It's just one unit of spears.
Forward! Get running!
Whoops.
Run, curse you! Warband!
The general's good.
The enemy general is
That's
dead!
good, that's good, that's good. Now chain routes are gonna end up happening.
Move it!
This unit can survive long enough. I have faith in them. Even though their melee defense does put them at odds.
Spartaco!
Now, time to wipe these guys.
Archo! Run, curse you! Forward! Run, curse you! Warriors, move out! Move it! Go! Warband! Forward! Understood! Equo!
There's gonna be a chain route now. That's fine.
Rah! Welcome, Metronome! Fearless warriors! Kill! 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 Kill!
Yeah, that's it.
Ready yourself! Run, curse you!
A glorious victory will soon be yours!
Forward! Orders! Get ready! Ah! Move it! Spartaco! Move it! Ah! Warriors ready! Warriors eager to fly! Warband! To Milan! Forward! Ready!
I'll let him.
Stop now! Melee fighters ready! Marcaco!
Alright, so I only lost 114 men. I lost 858. Not bad at all. It could have been a lot worse, but it wasn't, so I'm fairly happy with that. I was hoping that I could just kill more spears though, so like when I go to take Lugdunum, I wouldn't have to fight, get that much of a resistance. But it's alright.
Ready for orders!
So I think now they're going to be on the defensive, which makes sense. I mean, they just lost a major battle. I'm still relying on cheap low-tier units instead of going for the higher-tier units. Like, except Sarmatian Cataphracts, they're pretty decent. Still, I want to make sure that my units are stay low-tier for like the remainder of this campaign, so I can save up my money. I could honestly take this territory, but
Ready for orders!
at the same time, I don't want to. Mainly because, well, the Celts have the other two settlements, and all I'd have to do if I raise this is take Byzantium and then make them my client state, which would be better than destroying them as a whole. Illyria, however, has been growing quite well. I don't think I've actually... Oh wait, no, the Ostrogoths are fighting them, maybe. But Illyria has had some success. I haven't met them yet, so I can't engage in politics.
Warriors all!
That's a pretty good force.
Father be
I'm not
praised!
that overconfident.
How can I help? Come!
Oh, I still have to change this. That's good.
Ready for battle!
don't have enough money again. I'm not gonna risk losing my here. I'd rather wait. But I do need allies, that's for sure. I can't keep on fighting these battles and then not have allies to support me when I get the minor victory. If I get it, that is. If the Alamans take their capital, all we have to do is take Lugdunum and then make them our client state. At this point, I'd rather have a client state, but the Alamans are my defensive allies, not military allies, so who knows? Maybe I'm not going to be able to make a client state out of them. I think I'm going to try to play as the Franks again off stream if I can get some multiplayer battles going, because after the defeat I got at the start of this stream, I think I want to focus more on relearning the Franks, because I got really good with them. Like, the Franks are really hard to get good at, not get good with, they're really hard to learn initially, but once you get to understand their concept, when you understand what they excel at, what they don't excel at, you start to like really get to excel with them. Like, for example, the Franks don't have the same precursors as the other barbarians. They have throwing axes. I mean, the Vikings, yeah, the Nordic axe warriors, or no, sorry, the Nordic raiders, or whatever they're called, they have throwing axes too. The Hitara Guard has throwing axes. Noble Swabi Swordsmen have throwing axes. The difference is the damage and the bonus versus infantry. The Franks do the most damage, and because of that, their initial success depends on their throwing axes. Sword Hairband is a great unit, but they'll lose to Milites Comitatenses unless they throw their axes. The Sword Hairband, and pretty much any unit that has it, will also lose if they don't throw it against pretty much almost anything. The Franks just don't have that much defensive power, and when they're not in shield wall and when they charge, you know, they don't excel if they don't do any prior damage. I don't know if their price has something to do with the precursors or not, but I'm gonna assume it does.
Fight with us! It's a good
I need some military alliances ASAP. Surprisingly, oh wait, never mind. They did get, I'm surprised. Oh, I see. They're being laid siege to. The garrison has run out of supplies and is suffering attrition. So yeah, they're gonna lose. I'm gonna lose a Basgia to these guys, the Huns. Unfortunately.
My friend, we welcome the blessings of Christ the Savior to you.
Doesn't want a military alliance. It's hard. I need military alliances. The Alamans.
Sit, friend, and let us talk. And let us have good wine until we can talk no more.
They have moderate income. Attila, no, they don't want one either. Italia, we already have one with.
Good and noble friend, what an honor you do us. Come, speak, and let us hear your words.
Nobody wants an alliance with us for the time being. I think it's because of how fast we expanded. I only have one client state which I'm going to lose, and then I'm going to end up having to fight. I'm going to try to conquer the Gauls.
Father be praised! How can I help?
Okay.
For the tribe!
In our good name, be welcome and speak in...
There's a good pork roasting for you, and better ale and mead set aside. But first, we talk.
You speak well, but I fear...
This is going to be one hard campaign. If I do not get alliances.
Father be praised! How can I help? We take this settlement for the tribe!
No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait
Warriors
mainly
all,
because
Father be praised! How
oh, he's
can I
already taken
help?
for Sancho. Might be best
Ready
just
for
to
orders.
continue. Then we can get
Laying
mercenaries
siege.
afterwards. This is going to rebel, so I might have to call up an army again. Could have actually brought this army over a long time ago. The only reason I didn't is because of public order problems. I also had some up here, but
To your duty,
that's
my
taken care
warriors.
of already. Alright, so this is pretty good.
For the tribe! Kill! We take this settlement for the tribe! Ready for battle! Call this a garrison?
Warriors all!
Actually, I'm going to keep him over here.
I want hourly patrols!
Because I noticed that that unit was raiding. This unit was raiding, causing public order problems.
To the gates of heaven!
Ha!
Kill!
Rah!
I look forward to your wisdom, but I trust you will not object to a cup of wine first.
You speak from deep wisdom, although the offer is but shallow.
Okay, so they want a lot of money for a military alliance. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Our savior whispers to me that I must reject your offer, worthy though it was, and hope for something more.
Yeah, not now. Let's go to the Swabians.
Greetings, friend. I've called for good ale to ease your throat and, ripe women to ease other parts.
Yeah, let's start with 5,100.
Lord, we rejoice at the words we have spoken to.
That's good. That's good. That's one alliance down. Now we can go back to the Almans. Because I'm willing to pay them a bit more.
Welcome! We will talk and then we will feast until our guts rumble and our backsides ache from overuse. Yes?
A bit more than I wanted, but it ties us down. Now I can raise this territory, or even sack it, and then let them take it.
For the Lord, our Savior!
If I sack it, then everything will be fine. I always let to take it if they want.
Ready for battle! I want hourly patrols!
I want to make these guys my client states, but now that we're allied, it doesn't seem possible anymore. I need 6 more territories, as long as neither of them lose territories. The Swabi look like they're gonna gain some, like oh, they actually raised. They raised I can't remember what it's called. They raised Malacca, and I know that because the Hispanians.
Speak your terms.
Yeah, they're at war.
Give words plentiful haste. Other business calls this day.
For the tribe!
The skill of your generals is famous. Can you send them against these people who blight our lives?
I can do that. I could do that. The problem is... Actually, no, you know what I'm going to do?
Much ale will...
It gives my my leader a chance to be able to get some more experience. I've just been having them in the same area for a while. So Abaskia has been raised, or their main settlement has been raised because the screen just froze, but they held out for quite a while, so I'm pretty surprised. So I need 7 more, or actually I'm going to end up needing 8 more territories because I'm going to lose that client state completely. But there's always client states to be made, so there's the Langobards, there is other people. Wow, they already have access to Germanic Spearmasters? Ooh. Gosh. That's nasty.
Thirsty for battle.
That's nasty. I can't believe they already have access to Germanic Spearmasters. That quickly, like... Usually I get Germanic Spearmasters right after the minor victory. They already have theirs. So I'm really behind, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. Immigrants aren't a big deal here. But we do need that public order. We don't need the squalor that comes with it. This gives a Guthrie side warriors though, so most likely I'm probably just getting that because I got their side warriors. Latin Christianity was growing, but it's losing its influence now. So I'm gonna just hold off on building those buildings. We need... Yeah, it got raised. Oh well. You can't always win. That's what I've learned.
Ready for orders!
Especially if you're the AI. So surprisingly, I've been streaming for about 2.5 hours. So after this turn is done, I'm going to end the stream. Simply because I don't want to get too involved into this campaign right now. I have a bunch of stuff to do, including uploading the rest of the Barbarian Kingdoms unit spotlight for my Attila guide. And then I also have to look at relook at my guide for the Allens, and then I have to relook my guide for another faction. I can't remember which faction it was, but I changed some parts of the description for the Allens for sure. So after this turn's done, I'm going to end the stream here. Again, thanks guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this campaign so far. It's not the best campaign, but at the same time, it's a campaign that needs to get done because you know, like, they're one of the factions, and obviously you have to beat the entire campaign to get the achievement. Alright, so that's it. Did 40 turns. Good enough. Again, guys, thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.